Shalawam, Shalawam. Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, facing the east, giving all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kodash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah equals the Father's true name. That means He is, He exists. Yahawashi equals the Son's true name. That means He saves, He delivers. And Barak Kodash is how you say a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. And the Shalawam Kodash, that's the holy language, the holy tongue. Right? So when you call upon your power, you want to call upon your power saying, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kodash. Second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us His truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kodash. This will be, shouldn't be a long one. I'm just gonna go over a couple precepts. Okay. And I found this post on Instagram, and it states, Proverbs the devil doesn't want you to know. Okay? You know. So let's start it, man. All right, Jeremiah 29:11. I went through it, and it was some good information, you know, good little precepts they got up in here that you may have heard before, right? But hey, it's always good to reread and constantly go back and, you know, hit these precepts to write them in your mind, all right? So let's go into KJV. This is Jeremiah 29, and I start at verse 8. For thus saith Yahawah of hosts, the power of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams which ye cause to be dreamed. For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith Yahawah. So it's up to you to have discernment. It's up to you to read the Bible and to decide if these individuals standing in front of you are actually teachers, are actually prophets. Okay? If the Most High is really sending them. You know, they say, man, joke's on you. You know, you're playing the fool if you just continue to listen to an individual that the Most High did not send, but you thinking He sent. It's key things to look out for, red flags, such as, you know, asking for money, right? Teaching for filthy lucre's sake, trying to deceive you, okay? You know, all these different type of notions that they have on themselves, titling themselves, calling themselves general this, king this. You know, they walk with much pride and they walk off of egos, not having the proper Hebrew, having E's, O's, U's, V's, J's, F's in their Hebrew. Okay? If you don't have the truth, all right, about, you know, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, then that's a red flag. You got to answer that question for yourself. You said, what about tying the hair? I mean, what is the... Look, this is on y'all, man. Y'all got to start having discernment in yourselves. Like, it shouldn't be these questions. If a person got dreads, you should know. You know? What does the scripture say about it? Right? I mean, ultimately, that's where I'm coming from. So it's like no questions. If you're actually reading the Bible, it's like you shouldn't be asking me questions. You should be reading the Bible. You know? Well, if the Bible says that, does the Bible say that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not answering. You know, that's pointless, bro. All right? So ultimately, if they're not prophesying, they're not coming the correct way, then the Most High did not send them. Verse 10, for thus saith Yahawah, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word towards you and causing you to return to this place. Right? Now, I was talking about back then, but it's furthermore also talking about now. 77 representing completion. After our captivity is complete, we shall what? We shall be brought into the kingdom. We shall be brought up out of this Babylon. You know? So we looking forward to that. Verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith Yahawah, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Okay? Now going back to this individual's question about the hair ties. I don't nobody in Great Millstone tie their fucking hair. So it's like, who you listening to? You know what I'm saying? That's weird. I'm like, who you listening to? Are you listening to people outside of Great Millstone? Because that's a whole nother problem. You understand? And this will lead you to ask these silly, crazy questions. I don't listen to nobody outside of Great Millstone. I'll let you know that right now. You know? But if that's you, if you doing that, then that's being shown by how you coming in here. Okay? And that right there is going to destroy you. Because you're not eating from the correct pot. Well, if you only listen to Great Millstone, then what's up with that crazy question? What the fuck? You see what I'm saying? That's an unnecessary question that you asked earlier. It's like, if you only listen to Great Millstone, then you shouldn't have no problem. All right? You shouldn't have no problem, bro. Verse 11, once again. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith Yahawah, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Okay? So the Most High already knows what he wants to do with your life. You have to trust in him. All right? And this goes furthermore to you, to the brother, man. Bro, you just got to chill out. You know, you should be taking more notes than anything, because you've been in this thing. You've been with us for maybe 2-3 years or more, because you had a lapse and you disappeared, and you coming back and you still acting like a babe. And that's a warning. That's crazy. It's showing that you're not taking enough notes and you're not studying how you're supposed to. You should be like a seasoned brother at this point in time. You should be knowing and following along and not asking silly questions anymore, because you should be a more seasoned brother. In all honesty, you should. You know? You shouldn't have no struggles on who to listen to. You should know exactly who to listen to. This is for noobs. All right? So going to the post, you seasoned, but you asking foolish questions. You're not seasoned. If you seasoned, why you not acting seasoned? So don't sit here and say you seasoned. You be the main one asking questions. And we all know this. That's what I'm saying. Work on your note-taking skills. Work on listening. James 1:19. Right? You got to consider that the things that you saying, the things that you ask and all that. You don't, it's like right now, it's no even need to respond. That's something you got to work out in yourself. It's no need to respond. You shouldn't have to prove nothing. You shouldn't even have to say you seasoned. It's no point to even say it. Prove it. There's no point to say it. All right? There's no point to say it. So back to the thing. I planted those dreams in your heart. Do you really think I won't give you the strength and resources to pursue them? Trust me, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Now, let's go to Jeremiah 17. Yeah, exactly. Stay Thinking Different said the same thing. Where is he now? Exactly. That motherfucker said he was seasoned. He said he didn't need us to teach him. But he shows a respect of person type mindset. I see him coming in. He always comes into the Chicago live, but he never comes and deals with us anymore because we done corrected him and rebuked him. You know, the Chicago live is more general, where they're not going to address people in the comments as much because they're focused more so teaching on the YouTube, right? So he doesn't want that personal touch because he showed himself to be like the Jordan dude, all right? Where he was just on TikTok dealing with all these damn women and making the ministry look bad. So he didn't want to get corrected like that. When you hit a nerve with Jake run away and disappear. But they supposed to be seasoned. They supposed to not need no help. They supposed to not be babes. But then they realize that they still need milk because their bone structure is not strong. Their organs is not strong. You still need milk. And we all need, bro, the milk, as Elder Yasharahla say, man, the milk is amazing. You need to keep getting the milk. All right? So going to Jeremiah 17:9, because some things Yahawah can put in your head, and some things, all things he put in your head, but he can put some things in there for good, and some things in there to challenge you. So this is Jeremiah 17:5. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked, and who can know it? So going back to the other brother, and all brothers, man, consider what you're going to say and consider if you actually need to say anything at all. You don't have to say something. This is the thing that the world tells you, bro, that you got to respond. No, you fucking don't. I don't got to respond. Bro, if I'm walking on the street, somebody look at me and say, yeah, bitch, nigga, what you about to do? I'm not responding to that. I'm going to keep walking. If you touch me, it's a different story. But I'm not responding to foolishness. I'm not responding. You got to consider, man. And you got to learn how to react and learn that certain things do not need a reaction. Proverbs 17:28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Exactly, the water, bro. That's perfect. Okay? So you don't have to respond all the damn time. This is, I think some of the hardest part of this truth for some brothers is being the bigger man. You just don't want to do it. Because that's what? That's pride, that's ego, that's the sense of being right. Do you know that we are right? We're right at the end of the day. Okay? Without even saying anything, we're already right. So what's the point? And for us to go out there and try to prove to some individuals, they're not going to get it. We're only fishing for the elect. We're not trying to fish for everybody. We're not here to save people, man. Okay? This brother said, so when people comment on my page like scoffers, just delete comments, just, right? Don't respond back. Well, let's look at your page.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Y'all asses, my phone's already. Now y'all remember being the...
All right, your page is not really a page. I ain't gonna lie. Because all you doing, you're not really doing no lessons. You just posting what other people post. Okay? And you're a reposter at this point. All right? It's a difference. And like when you start doing lessons, if you do, you know, because I guess you got a zeal now. But it's like you just, I wouldn't do this myself, okay? I wouldn't just go and post everybody else's stuff, okay? You know, I wouldn't do that. That's me. Because what we under, that's not considered a work. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say you did a video and some scoffers commented on the post. It depends on what the comment is saying, because everybody's not a scoffer. Somebody could literally be sincerely ignorant, and then you could address them, and they might actually take the correction and take the understanding, and you'll be able to help somebody. And then somebody might be a scoffer, but you have to have the discernment to realize if they're a scoffer or not. Right? By you posting certain things like this is going to attract scoffers and attention and stuff of that nature and all of that. Right? And if you don't have the experience of teaching, then you may not have the experience to how to deal with it, because you didn't come up the correct way, in the proper way. So when it says you labor in other men's labors, you have to walk in that same lot and gain the experience. So therefore, you know how to deal with these other people. It's like Mike. Remember like Mike with Bow Wow? He put on the shoes and he was like Jordan. But then when the shoes broke, he couldn't play no more. He wasn't good no more because he never gained the experience. So now he's trying to play in the NBA. And now he's just like a little 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid now. Caught up in a grown man's world. So you want to grow from experience and grow the slow way. You don't want to appear to be a prophet, appear to be a teacher, appear to be all of that, such as the Alazars and the Hakkads and the Hassads of the world. All right, and not actually have the experience. This is why it's better to come up the slow way. You understand? So my suggestion to you is to actually do a lesson, man. To do like a 10-minute lesson. That's it. Just do a 10-minute lesson and let that be what you putting out now. Versus being a reposter. You know? I get that for you, bro. Matthew 18:6. And it reads, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it was better for him that a millstone was hanged about his neck and that he was drowned in the depth of the sea." And I got one myself. Let me get this. This is Philippians 2:12. "Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." By an individual posting other people's works and putting it on their page, that's not you working out your own salvation, fear and trembling. That's you standing on another man's work. You know? That's like, you know, hey, I'm standing on this. Yeah, what this brother did, yeah, that's me. That's not you. You didn't do it. You did not do it. You did not do it, man. That's that brother's work. You got to stand on your own work. Akyam, like, be happy with being yourself. And be happy with the gifts that the Most High has given you. And stand on your work. Be you. We want to see you. We don't want to see somebody else. You trying to be somebody else. Yeah. Do it. That's one of the perfect first lessons. As the brother put. Or even doing a lesson on the name Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is a perfect first lesson. Right? What the brother Hemi has just now started doing lessons. And that's beautiful to see. You know, he took that step. So now he's doing lessons. The brother, what's the other brother? The brother Dev. He got to be more consistent, but he just started doing lessons. You know, we seeing brothers step out and start to do lessons. So they're taking that next step, and that's beautiful. All right, I get that for you. 1 Corinthians 9:17, and it reads, "For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me." You don't go forth and force a lesson. I do a lesson when the Spirit hit me. You know, you don't. If you try to force something, it's not going to end good. You ever try to force a relationship? You force being with somebody and you really don't like her? It's not going to be enjoyable, man. All right? This is why you got to wake up, pray, throw a lesson on, work out, do something of that nature, and try to get in the spirit. And then come forth and do a lesson. You know? Don't force it. Because it's not going to turn out well. Let me get that other one. Sirach 25 and 28. And it reads, wait a minute. 25 and 28? Nah. You must have meant. That's that boy Shabai, man. You must have meant 26. Oh, brother. Sirach 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty. You see that constantly in America. All right, veterans not having a place to stay, not having a place to live. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's what you see. That grieves the Most High, because that's not right. But then you go to Israel and you see the IDF. They get out, they get a house, they get a place. You know, they get all of this. I saw that in Australia. Dude was talking about he was a retired veteran. He making 60K. I'm like, what? I was like, man, I'm about to come be in the army, the military over here. So other nations, they actually take care of their veterans. They actually take care of their military. But America, no. You know, this place is terrible. The third maketh me angry, a man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. Yahawah prepareth such as one for the sword. So being a man of understanding, you got this understanding. Hey, you're supposed to put it out. You're not supposed to sit on it. As we know, this is, you could say Yahawashi kind of precept this with him taking the talent from the individual that had one talent and taking that talent and giving it to the individual that had 10. All right. So if you don't use what the Most High has given you, then it's going to be took from you. And don't believe me. Don't believe me. And watch the spirit get took from you. You're going to be like these individuals that we seen come and go, man. And they wondering why they're contentious and they're against us now. Okay? They're wondering why. Because the spirit has been took from them. The next precept is Proverbs 13 and 3. Let's go get that. And it reads, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. That's going back into my point of you don't have to always react. You don't have to always say stuff. We know you here, bro. We know who's here. We know you here. We know you serve Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I say it all the time. We don't got nothing to prove to anybody, man, except Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And how do you prove that? You more so prove that in private. You give alms in private. You pray in private. Right? Yeah, we do the foolishness of preaching, but living this thing, that's off camera. So you're going to prove to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi off camera. Are you really living it? This world Esau has put you into such a public space with the Instagram, the Snapchat, the TikTok, the Facebook. And Esau want everything to be public. You know? I say, man, in the kingdom, we not going to be public. We going to be private. We going to be royal. So practice that right now. Keepeth your mouth and you keep your life. You don't have to always say something. What did Yahawashi say to Pilate? He ain't say too much. Are you the king of the Jews? Thou sayest. Thou sayest. Okay? He didn't say too much. This individual, I'll answer your question real quick. You said, how do you feel about this is not a Q&A though. Okay? So I'm just going to answer this one question and then I'm going to get back to my lesson because right now you're being extremely rude by interrupting the lesson. You know, you need to apply Ecclesiastes 5, 1 through 3. When you come into a lesson to observe and see what's going on. We're teaching in here. So it's furthermore showing that you got narcissistic principles. You have narcissistic characteristics by coming in here and thinking that you can command the floor. That's not right, bro. All right? And if you are a Christian and this is how Christians move, then I don't want to be a part of that. So your question is, how do you feel about Christianity being a religion about, you put Jesus, not the religion Jesus preached? Okay, so let's actually get a precept. This is John 14 and 24. He that loveth me not keepeth my sayings, and the word which you hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. So the true name of the Son is Yahawashi. The true name of the Father is Yahawah. Yahawah sent the Son, Yahawashi. And Yahawashi taught what the Father wanted him to go and teach. Nothing changed. Yahawashi met with Moses and Elijah on the mountain, and Moses represented the law. Elijah represented the prophets. So everything that was in the Old Testament stands. That's what Yahawashi preached. It was no New Testament when Yahawashi came. All right? So what were they quoting? What were they reading from? They were reading from the Old Testament and the Apocrypha. So we don't do Christianity. All right? But we are religious because we have traditions and ways and things that bind us to a specific standard of living. So we are very highly religious people. It's our culture. It's our customs. This is our nationality. This is who we are according to our blood, man. Our lineage. This is it. So that should answer your question right there. It's not about how I feel. It's what the scriptures say. So going back, let's go back to that Proverbs 13 and 3. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. In these times that we are entering into, you're going to what? You're going to need the Spirit, man. Because the Spirit is going to give you words that can't be gainsayed. The Spirit may tell you to shut up. You got to listen to the Spirit. You in front of Trump. You in front of Pete Hegseth. You in front of these individuals and they could take your life just like that. You got to be like Yahawashi. The Spirit is going to tell you what to say, man. That's why if you don't know how to read the room and observe and use discernment, you got to work on that. And really how you work on that is getting more in tune with the Spirit. Fasting, praying, studying, reading the scriptures. Hey, how did King David handle himself? He handled himself wisely wherever he went. You got to move in that type of understanding, man. All right. Next precept. 1 Peter 5 and 7. Let's get that. 1 Peter 5 and 7. I'll start at 5. 1 Peter 5 and 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for power resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Okay? Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of power, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So it's faith over fear. We're not thinking about what we're going to eat. All right? We're not thinking about what we're going to wear. You know? We're not boasting on tomorrow. We're taking it day by day. Okay? Kawam 1. You don't have to tell us that, bro. Listen to the lesson, man. Like I said, you don't got to say everything. Just chill. Just chill. You know you messing up. Repent. Talk to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi about that. Now, the scriptures does say confess your sins one to another, but this ain't the setting for that. Right now, you just need to take notes and focus on the lesson. Work on that. All right? Work on that. You know what I'm saying? We all fail. A wise man falleth 7 times. What matters is if you're getting back up and you're correcting yourself and you're holding yourself accountable. So that's why I tell you, you being new, I'm gonna tell you, when I was new, I was quiet for like a year. All right? And still at camp, I'm not saying nothing. Unless like the elder, look, he asked for something, then I'm gonna try to find it and then I'll say it. You know? But I'm not saying nothing. I'm shutting the fuck up and I'm listening. That's the best attitude to have, man. Okay? All right, this individual right here, the chosen. Yeah, you are a chosen scoffer, brother. He said, nowhere in any scripture does it say anything about religion. That's a man-made custom tradition. All right, bro. Let's get some scriptures to prove that. That's wrong. James 1:26. If any man among you seem to be religious and brideth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. 27. Pure religion and undefiled before power and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So we have a pure religion. Okay? That's what you're not understanding because you don't actually open the Bible because you're a chosen scoffer. Now, furthermore, these are things that we really shouldn't even have to break down if people actually read the Bible, man. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. What does it say? Laws of religious festivals. So we are a highly religious people. We have certain days, such as the Sabbaths. Certain days, such as the Passover, where we do religious things. Okay, you said, how can I go off the KJV? Okay, let's go to whatever you want to go to, bro. NLT, the appointed festivals. These are the same religious festivals. What do you want, man? I'll give you some random shit. NAV. Oh, I can't give you that. RSV. Laws of religious festivals. You know? But the point being is that you are a chosen scoffer and I'm not dealing with it. So we're going to get you up out of here. There's no point because you're contentious. As Paul said, if anybody among you be contentious, saying that we don't have that type of law, bro, we follow laws. That's religion. You follow something that other people have followed. It's a standard. It's a covenant. It's binding you. Religion is to bind you. We are binded to a what? We are binded to a standard. I was reading, what was I reading the other day? Man, these are chains, not chains of darkness, but this is like a chain of glory. That's what wisdom is. I think that's in Sirach, 8th chapter. Let me see if I can go find it real quick. It's like in my mind. it would hit though. Yeah, I ain't about to spend time on it, but it was basically a scripture that said, you know, this truth is like a chain upon us. So what you're failing to understand is that we are extremely religious. Okay? I got you out. Let's get the etymology of religion. Religion, state of life bound by monastic vows, action or conduct indicating a belief in a divine power and reverence for and desire to please it. So if you're not religious, bro, then you don't believe in the Most High. Basically, that's what you're saying. You don't believe in a divine power. Okay? Piety, devotion, religious, community, right? Respect for what is sacred, reverence for the gods, conscientiousness, sense of right, moral obligation, fear of Yahawah and Yahawashi, divine service, religious observance of religion of faith. These are synonymous with each other. A mode of worship, cult, sanctity, holiness. Okay? So these are pointless conversations that, like I call them, unfruitful conversations that we're not going to go into, man. Hey, the water. I'm on Allah. That's it, bro. Then shall her feathers be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. So when wisdom is with you, when the fear of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi with you, you have these chains on you. They are good chains. They hold you and keep you from doing some bullshit. You know? And that's also tying into Proverbs 13:3. You're keeping your mouth. You have a chain on your mouth. You actually consider what you're about to say. So that chain would, you may want to cuss somebody out, but no, that chain holds you back. It tells you patience. Let me chill out. Let me be the bigger person. Right? You got to be wise to those that are without wisdom. And that's majority of this planet. Majority of this planet is without wisdom, man. I get that Galatians 1:13 and 14. For you have heard of my conversation in time past and the Jews' religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of power and wasted it, and profited in the Jews' religion above many my equals in mine own nation, being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers. So in this religion, you can't be, as Paul was, when he was Saul, he was over righteous. And he was so tunnel vision on the laws, commandments, and statutes that he couldn't even realize that Yahawashi had come. That the Savior that you've been waiting for the whole time was here. He couldn't realize it because he was over righteous. And that's a lot of our people because they're caught on fringes. They're caught on laws. So they're too religious. You know, it's a such thing as being too religious. So next precept I'm going to get is Deuteronomy 31 and 8. And it reads, And Yahawah, he it is that doeth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. So the Most High is with us, man. That means if you thrown in jail, he's with you. Okay? If you lose a kid, you lose your wife, he's with you. Okay? You get a certain ailment, something in that nature, he's with you. You know, you lose your moms. Bro, we gonna feel a lot of sorrow and pain coming. These things are coming. Expect the expected. Betrayal, hate, persecution. We're going to feel all of that. But guess what? He's still with us. Like I said, he can put in your mind good thoughts and bad thoughts. Because the heart is deceitful and Most High is controlling all of that. So he'll put in your mind, you know, lustful thoughts, which you got to fight. And you got to bring this body, this flesh in subjection. Things that you used to do in the world, he'll try to bring those things back in your life. To destroy you with them, man. He's going to give you challenges. What good father doesn't give you challenges? Your son needs to know that this world is rocky, that he needs to be able to overcome certain challenges. If everything is just flat ground, it's not good to run on a treadmill. You know that? It's not good to run on a treadmill or concrete because it's just flat. When you run on dirt, the grass, stuff of that nature, it has a variance. It changes. So your brain is able to, it grows and it gets smarter because the land is changing. You need that change. You need to be able to adapt. So that's how the Most High gives us, man. He gives us a rocky road. Sirach 14:2 coming from the brother Shabai. Blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Khan. Give me anything but the plague of the mind, the plague of the heart. Give me anything but that. Right? Because once your mind is gone, man, you got schizophrenia. You over here, you going crazy. You know, hey, you pretty much gone, man. Unless the Most High want to bring you back. Hebrews 12:6. Shalawam, bro, to the brother Yasharahla. For whom Yahawah loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So he's got to put you through that uneven ground, that uneven space. He's got to take you through those situations. You know? And I pray you come out like a champion, man. I pray we all come out like champions. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 more precepts. Let's get them. It's Jeremiah 1:10. And it reads, See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. I saw a lesson post up. I didn't watch it yet, but I saw a lesson post up the other day. Yahawah is, you know, he sets up kingdoms. He establishes kingdoms. And you can get that in the book of Daniel. He lets you know. He rules in the kingdom of men. So he has set up Trump. He's going to root out Trump. He has set up these banking families. He's going to root them out. He allows Elon to bring his Neuralink technology in. He allows China to bring their Neuralink technology in, this RFID technology. He allowed all of that. He established it. He appointed this kingdom to be what it is today. Okay? He put it in their minds to create Pride Month. Okay? So you got to consider that the Most High is doing everything. Right? So don't try to go against the situation. Don't try to go against the body. You can't go against the body. You just got to flow and pray that you with the body when the body is moving. You don't want to get left behind. Let's keep it going. Next precept. And I'll go to the Instagram on that one. That's Jeremiah 1:10. Sometimes power has to tear down what no longer serves you to build something greater in its place. Let Yahawah work. Let Yahawah lead. What he promised will come to pass. No person and no obstacle can stop his plan. Yahawah is faithful. His work never fails. That's perfect. Okay? So sometimes he has to take you away from this female that you wanted to be with so much. But you got with her and she was destroying you. She's, you know, she's unfruitful. Sometimes he has to take you away from that job that was making you so much money. You know, you may be like, damn, why? Because It was dividing your time from him. You couldn't balance both of those. You couldn't do it. That's why Deuteronomy 17 and 17 is there. You dealing with too many women, that's gonna, if it's taking you from the Most High, then it's bad. Let's get that. You getting too much money. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So, if these things are taking your heart, your mind away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, then he will ultimately cut them off if he really wants you. These things are going to be plucked from you, man. Don't put nothing above him, man, or he'll take it from you. So sometimes power has to tear down what no longer serves you to build something greater in its place. For you people holding on to this kingdom, come on, man. Don't you understand something greater is going to be built up? America is not it. We have something far greater that's coming. So this thing has to be tore down. Why would you not want this place to be tore down? You paying bills constantly. You getting sick constantly. Right? You sending your kids to school with the fear of a mass shooting happen. You know, all these type of things could possibly happen. Okay? It's a wicked place, man. All right? To Joseph Reese, you said, where is the salvation? We got to wait on it. It requires patience. It's not a laughing matter. A lot of you Israelites have lost patience. You think that the Most High is on demand for you. He's supposed to operate for you when you call on him. No. He comes when he wants to. He's in control of the situations. He's telling you right now, wait it out. If you're losing patience, you need to wait it out. That's your issue. That's your flaw. You need more patience. You need more faith. You can't control and pull the Most High to do what you want. Joshua 1 and 9. Let's get that first, and then let's read the prompt. And I'm going to start at 8 because this is one of my favorites. The book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So, like I've been telling brothers, man, you got to read and study and grow and meditate on it. Like right now, I'm reading. I got to read First Chronicles and Second Chronicles. Actually, maybe I might just go back and read First Kings and Second Kings too. Okay, that's where I'm at. I got to read that. And I got to meditate on those 4 books. And I'm going to do that over the next month. Okay? To fully digest myself back into it. Even if you read it before, you go back and read it. It's always something to be learned. Don't ever get in a position where you think you know it all. Bro, growing up, I hated a know-it-all. Everybody hates a know-it-all, man. You don't know it all. As the brother said earlier, that stay thinking different individual, not to pick on him, but he thought he knew it all. Now he's no longer around. These individuals that came around and they thought they knew it all, like the Malak Eleazar dude, he's calling on Jesus now. When he used to call on Yahawah and Yahawashi, he thought he knew it all. The Most High takes them because of their pride, and he takes the spirit away because they thought they knew it all. That's the spirit of an Edomite, an American. They think they know it all. So therefore, he's going to take them and destroy them and bring them low. Verse 9. Oh, Slaki, we ain't finished this. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. When you study, read, meditate, and keep and do the law. Don't be a hearer of the word and not a doer. You have to be a doer as well. Verse 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For Yahawah thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest. We talked about it earlier. He's with you wherever you go, whatever you're into. As long as it be righteous. He's not going to be with you in some bullshit, bro. You trying to rob a bank and you praying to God. What? You trying to commit some adultery and you praying to God that you don't get caught by that woman's husband. Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Lord, please don't let this man walk in. Please don't let this man come and catch us. So, if it is righteous, okay, like going out and preaching on the corners, he's going to be with you. Doing a live lesson, he's going to be with you. But doing sin, doing wickedness, he's going to be against you. So as it says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For Yahawah, your power, will be with you wherever you go. That's it. That's simple. Plain upon tables, man. All right. Next precept is Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. The angels, the Halalyam, and Yahawashi. He's going to take care of you and uphold you with the right hand of his righteousness. So be not, bro, we have a military. We have an army which is in the heavens, and they're with us constantly. We are special forces. That's what the lesson I did on camp. We are special forces. So when we are pinned down in an unknown area, what do we call? We call air support. We call on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Hey, I'm pinned down. Location, 21 degrees longitude, 47 degrees latitude. I need air support right here at this position. I need you right now. All right? I need extraction. Get me up out of here. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Get me up out of this situation, Baba Kashar. Okay? That's what we gonna do. We gonna call headquarters, man. That's where our power come from. That's who sent us on this mission. So we gonna call headquarters. How you not gonna radio back to headquarters? You got down here and you started getting some kills. You was pop, 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 pop. And you thinking everything is good. Okay? To this individual that asked, what is Issachar? It's the so-called Mexicans. What you know is Aztecs. All right? Issachar, the Mexicans. Right there. Okay? Keeping it going. So as it says, keep moving forward. A warrior bows his head to pray, then rises to overcome. If you feel fear, move forward anyway. Power goes before you. He is your shield. Trust him. Power never fails. You got to keep moving, man. Fear not. You don't think Yahawashi had plenty of anxiety. He sweated blood. That's anxiety, man. That's a condition. Because he knew that his life was about to be took. You understand? You will have anxiety, man. You're going to have a Garden in Gethsemane moment. Okay? But you got to maintain your faith. Coming from the brother Cockman, 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with power to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So he's going to be with you. He's going to recompense. He's going to fight your battles. Not us. We can't fight the U.S. military and things of that nature. We can't fight all they robot drones and all the stuff that they got. We don't have the ability. Okay? I don't care how good your training is. We don't have the ability. I don't care how much weights you lift. One bullet could take you out, buddy. All right? Last two precepts, Ecclesiastes 3:1, and then Hebrews 10:36. And we could get up on out of here. Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. That includes a time for us to go through trouble, which you know is Jacob's trouble, Yaquab's Tazar, all right, or the Great Tribulation. It's a time for you to suffer. It's a time for you to be lifted up. It's a time for you to be lifted down, okay, to be brought down, to be brought low. It's a time to kill. It's a time to heal. It's a time to love. It's a time to hate. It's a time for war. It's a time for peace. You got all these different times. Hey, like we said, man, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is extremely creative. This place is very diverse. And I love it because it's a story, man. This is the greatest story ever told. And yeah, it's to keep balance. The Most High is what? He's a balanced power. He's a just power. So that's why you have the opposites. Everything I just said was opposite. Kill, heal, war, peace, dark, light, things of that nature. It's a balance. The Most High does good. He also allows evil to be done. So yeah, it's to keep balance. Next precept is Hebrews 10 and 36. And it reads, "For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of power, you might receive the promise." We got to wait. We do these works and don't expect it to pay off ASAP, but expect that that money is in your bank account. Expect that. You have built up your treasures in heaven. Therefore, you have currency that really matters. Spiritual currency. So when you call, it tells you that the Most High hears the prayers of the saints. He hears the prayers of the poor. He hears the prayers of the meek. He hears our prayers, man. He don't hear these other people's prayers. He don't care about them. They don't care about him. You know? Coming from the brother Shabai, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 33 and 15. "So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another." And that's a balance. All right? That's perfect. You know? So I'll read the prompt, and then I'll get up out of here. Everything has a season. Be patient. Power knows what is best for you. Trust the process. Live the purpose. Stand firm. Don't give up on your faith. It will be worth it. Trust power. His timing is perfect. All right? So that's all you got to do, man. You just may be in a hard season right now. And we all going to be in a hard season because it's Jacob's trouble. But in this season, we were promised what? We were promised food. We were promised water. We were promised to be able to rejoice. This is why you have to know the precepts. Isaiah 65 and 13. In this season, when all this trouble is going on, we shall be taken care of. So you hold on to that. Some of you here may not die. You hold on to that. Stop looking at the cup half empty like, well, I might be one of those people that die. Yeah, that's possible. But you may not be. So hold on to you making it without dying. So therefore that means some of us right now are immortal. I ain't never gonna die. You just gonna go from here and you gonna go straight into that everlasting body. You ain't gonna have to feel no pain. And you have to go through what you got to go through in Jacob's trouble, yes, indeed. But far as them killing you, that's not going to happen. The Most High is not going to allow it to happen. All right? So it's making you immortal, man. You was born, you came out your mom's, and then your ultimate was to go into that everlasting body. And you just live forever. You never felt death again. The water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You got to understand, it's the first death was the flood. The second death is the ICBM missiles. Those are the only 2 deaths that really matter like that. All right? Every other death is just, these are little pricks. These are little hits. Because you die and then you going to come back. Reincarnation every 3 to 4 generations. Okay? So everything in the middle, bro, you probably done died over 20 times, man. You know? You don't remember those times. So what's another death? It's just another death. That's it. Now, if you caught up in that second death, oh, you gonna feel that. You know? I'll get those precepts and I'm gonna get up out of here. Psalm 62 and 1. And it reads, truly my soul waiteth upon power, for him cometh my salvation. All right. Yahawah is going to send Yahawashi. Okay. Yahawah is going to send Yahawashi. And you got to be what? You got to be calling on the proper names. We see certain camps out here using the names of Jesus Christ. Come on, man. What's up with that? I seen it from IUIC and ISUPK. I was like, whoa, UPK using Jesus Christ now? It don't make no sense, man. All right? These guys are not leading you correctly and properly, man. So therefore, they're not going to make it. You got to have the discernment to understand who's teaching the proper doctrine. Isaiah 25 and 9. And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. Exactly. And that's all we waiting on. We ain't waiting on nothing. I ain't waiting on a mansion. I ain't waiting on hitting the lottery. I ain't waiting on 10, 20 women to come to me. Nah. Women is a headache. I ain't waiting on, you know, it's nothing down here that could keep us from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Isaiah 30 and 18. And it reads, and therefore will Yahawah wait, that he may be gracious unto you. And therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For Yahawah is a power of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him. You got to wait on him, man. Okay. So, hey, with that being said, man, I'm going to get up on out of here. I pray this was edifying to the flock. All right. The water for all the precepts. For brothers and sisters coming through and fellowshipping. As always, man. All right. So, facing the east. Giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone as always. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. A round table tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. You know, if brothers are available, come through, man. All right, brothers that teach lessons. Right? Round table tonight at 7 p.m. Okay? So, hey, Kwam Yasharahla and a Bible ball. Shalawam, shalawam. Keep the faith.